MBTI is a disaster and it's not getting better. That's not just me being dramatic, it's just how it is. The whole community is a mess of contradictions, misinformation, and zero accountability. Let me break down exactly why it's doomed. This is hands down the biggest issue. You'd think a personality theory would have some kind of standard definition, right? No. Ask 10 MBTI nerds what a type or function actually means, and you'll get 10 completely different answers. Like take TE for example, extroverted thinking. Some people say it's about efficiency. Others say it's about being angry and bossy all the time. Someone else will call it objective decision making that relies on facts. And then, this one really killed me. Someone once told me that TE is just inductive reasoning, where you make a generalization about something and try to predict outcomes. So it's like if my girlfriend is upset with me, I will think along the lines of, uh, generally, women cheer up when you give them flowers. So I predict that if I give my girlfriend flowers, she'll get back with me and we'll be soulmates again. So apparently, that's extroverted thinking now. So yeah, no one can agree on what anything means. And that's a problem. Because if you and I are talking about lions, we at least have to agree that a lion is, a lion. But imagine if half the people in the room thought lions were fish, and some thought they were birds, and only a few people actually knew they were cats. That's MBTI, just a bunch of people arguing over definitions with no way to settle anything. Let me give you a real example. So, this girl, let's call her Rebecca, made a post on Reddit about how she experiences NE, extroverted intuition, differently from how it's usually described. The post blew up. Everyone started quoting her, and for like a solid week, people were using her definition of NE, even though it had nothing to do with the original theory. Fast forward 2 months, turns out she mistyped herself. She went from ENFP to ENFJ. So I messaged her like, uh, you realize a bunch of people took your post seriously, right? Maybe you should tell them you were wrong. And to her credit, she did, but by that point, the damage was already done. And this isn't just a one time thing, it happens all the time. Someone posts a half baked take, people latch onto it, and suddenly the whole community is even more confused than before. MBTI isn't just one system, it's like a dozen competing theories, and no one can agree on which model to use. Some people say types use 4 cognitive functions, others say they use all 8. Some don't even use functions at all and just focus on dichotomies. And even when two people do use the same model, they still argue about how the function stack works. Like, take the inferior function. Some people say it's your weakest function. Others say, no, it's just as strong as your dominant function, you just don't prefer using it. And both sides act like their interpretation is the only correct one. So, yeah, even if you and someone else think you're talking about the same thing, odds are you're not. For any system to work, you need some level of moderation. Someone making sure that people aren't just making things up and confusing everyone else. But in MBTI, yeah, that doesn't exist. I could, right now, write a whole ass book claiming that NI DOMs have big dick energy and NE DOMs have small dick energy. And as long as I made it sound intellectual enough, some people would take it seriously. It would spread, people would quote it in debates, and no one would stop to ask, wait, where did this come from? That's why MBTI is so broken. No oversight, no regulation, just an endless cycle of misinformation piling up until no one even knows what the fuck they're talking about anymore. This is why I prefer socionics, which is another typology system developed from Carl Jung's theories. Unlike MBTI, Socionics community has this single website called Wikisocion that has all the information with sources, and anyone can refer to it at any point. Even Enneagram is better than MBTI, which itself is kind of a mess, but at least it has some kind of structure. MBTI, on the other hand, is just a free for all, no primary source, just layers of interpretations stacked on top of each other until it's impossible to tell what's real anymore. So, yeah, MBTI is a disaster, and if you're still deep in the community, good luck. You're gonna need it.